What do you say when someone you love tells you that they don't want to live anymore? Most of us freeze. We panic. We want to say the right thing, but we don't know how. And sometimes the fear of saying the wrong thing keeps us silent. I've been on both sides of that silence. I've been the one struggling with suicidal thoughts, and I've also been the one who didn't know how to support someone else. That's why I want to have this conversation with you today. Hey, it's Aubrey, and welcome back. Today's episode isn't about textbook advice or quick fix answers. This is about what actually helps, what doesn't, and how to show up for someone you love without losing yourself in the process. When I was at my lowest, the thing that hurt the most wasn't the thoughts themselves. It was the silence around me. People didn't know what to say, so they said nothing, and that fear felt louder than the thoughts in my head. It felt like proof that maybe I really was too much, too broken, or too heavy to love. And here's the truth. Most people don't stay silent because they don't care. They stay silent because they're terrified. Terrified of making it worse, terrified of saying the wrong thing. But let me tell you, silence can feel like abandonment. So let's start with what doesn't help, even when it's well-intentioned. Telling someone to just think positive or focus on the good doesn't really help. When I was in my darkest moments, those words only made me feel more misunderstood. Saying things like, "It's not that bad," or "You'll get through it," often minimizes what feels unbearable. Even advice like, "Just breathe," or "Go for a walk," could feel dismissive to me in those moments. The thoughts were so loud that no words could break through them. What I needed most wasn't advice. It wasn't a pep talk. What I needed was presence. Someone who would sit with me, listen to me, and not try to fix me. Someone who would let me speak my darkest thoughts without judgment, without panic, without treating me like a risk instead of a person. Someone who reminded me I was still human, not broken. So if you're supporting someone who is suicidal, here's what can actually help. Listen without jumping in to fix. Silence is okay. Sometimes just sitting with someone matters more than words themselves. Validate their pain instead of trying to make it smaller. Instead of shutting it down with, "Don't say that," or "Things will get better," try saying something like, "That sounds really heavy. I'm glad you told me." Respect their trust. If they're opening up, it's because they see you as a safe place. Don't betray that by rushing to control the situation, unless there's immediate danger. For me, the fear of being forced into treatment or being forced to fix the problem or the thoughts was part of what kept me silent. Something else that helps is offering connection instead of solutions. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is send a text, sit in silence, or remind them that they're not going anywhere. And keep showing up, even when they pull away. Withdrawal and isolation is part of the struggle. Don't take it personally. Gentle consistency can be life-saving. You can also just ask them what they need or what would help them in that moment. Don't guess. Ask, "What feels supportive right now?" It goes a long way. And here's something I want you to hear. Supporting someone in deep pain is heavy. You matter too. It is not selfish to take care of yourself while caring for someone else. In fact, it's necessary. You can love them deeply and also set boundaries. You can listen and also step back when you're depleted. It's not either or, it's both. The balance is what makes support sustainable, so they don't feel like a burden and you don't burn out. Here are a few reminders for you, the supporter. You don't have to be their savior. Your role isn't to cure their pain. It's to stand beside them. Set gentle boundaries. It's okay to admit when you're drained. You can say things like, I care about you so much, and I also need a little time to recharge so I can show up for you. Know your limits. If their safety is at an immediate risk, it's okay to seek professional help. Safety matters, even when it's complicated. You also need to find your own support system. Lean on trusted friends, therapy, or support groups so you don't carry it alone. And lastly, take care of your body. Sleep, movement, and nourishment are not luxuries. They help you stay grounded when someone you love isn't. Your presence matters, but so does your well-being. You can't pour from an empty cup. Suicide prevention isn't about knowing the perfect words. It's about creating safe spaces where people feel human, loved, and seen. Not broken, not managed, not silenced. I can't tell you what will work for every single person, but I can tell you this. Presence is powerful. Compassion is powerful. Listening without judgment is powerful. If you're supporting someone, remember, you don't have to fix them. Sometimes just standing beside them is what keeps them alive. If you've ever struggled with suicidal thoughts, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not beyond hope. And your story is not over. And if you're supporting someone, remember, like I said, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need perfect words. You just need presence. If this resonated with you, I share even more of my story and healing journey on my blog, things I don't always share here. You can find that link in my link tree, along with all of my podcast episodes. One last thing. If you are in crisis right now, please don't go through it alone. If you're in the US, we do have suicide and crisis lines, like dialing 988. If you're out of the US, you still have resources, so please look up your local hotline numbers. And as always, my inbox is always open. You are loved. You are needed. And I am so glad you're here.